Good evening, ladies and gents. This is Tenostic Human, and welcome back to our Medieval 2 American Rebels campaign. And you join us outside of Zakapoo, where the Aztec armies are gathering and now refusing to take on Polpo, probably because they've had their face smashed in many times there. Nonetheless, it does cause us a little bit of a problem because I had two new generals over here. The Apache lads don't have themselves Night Fighter, so we're not really able to pick them off one by one as I might like. Now, we do have some other generals over here, and I'm sure I just gained some from the Chichimecs. However, at the moment, I don't have myself any options in terms of night fighting, so we'll have to see if we can lure them in to some of our ambushes here on the road to Zakapoo. But in the meantime, we've got a few forces in these towns ready to defend them. They're absolutely fine as they are. Pulpo has a few more reinforcements now at this point. Sadly, Ahukatlan got itself the plague, which means these Apache brave reinforcements, who are supposed to be the infantry for this army here, are now plagued. So they're going to stand around and just die. Very unfortunate at that. I was looking forward to those forces joining me up. But hey ho, it is what it is, I suppose. Now, of course, we do have the Spanish to take care of as well, and they've got now 3 armies here waiting to take us on. But Captain Jose over here is very much looking vulnerable, and I think we're going to head straight into him. He flees to the boat, hardly surprising. So, yeah, let's see what we've got in store for us today. I guess we'll have to end our turn and see what comes up. Now, I'm not sure if any of these have themselves a night fighter. Certainly with the Spanish, I don't want to be taking any of them on in, more than one army at a time, and ideally I'd like to gang up on them wherever possible. Now this guy is my best general, that's for sure. He's got +3 on morale, and he has a night fighter. Oh, that's what we want to see. Okay, that is marvellous. Well, I'd like to take on these guys, good old Viceroy Pedro over here, but a lot of cav in the field does worry me slightly, so we'll just hold off, see if they want to take us on in the siege first, and then we'll head into them. Let's end our turn, see what happens. Well, isn't this just beautiful? Zakapoo is now pretty much unguarded. Let's send this army in to take them down. That will be marvellous. And it also means these two armies are now separated, which is just perfect. And they are pretty much full of peasant trash, by the way. These are not good armies, so I suspect we'll be in a very good position to take them out. So this lad, head into him first. We'll clear them out, I suspect, without too many problems. It's a pretty ideal battlefield for me. I've got myself a nice big hill. I've got myself the Zacatecas Raiders hiding over there on that flank, which is just marvellous, and a few other dog archers who are going to move into position when the time comes. So I'm actually using the battlefield, ladies and gentlemen, particularly using some of the hidey troops over here. How long they'll manage to hide, I don't know if they're going to stay in the hiding distance there, but we'll see how long that works out for. Now, they're nearly engaged at this point, so plenty time to just consider where I want these guys to get. Probably on this little block of land back here. Okay, you guys start running into position. That's going to start to spook them, I imagine. Classic archers are starting to do their job. Now, they are throwing in some javelins at us, and I've got as ever, my Eagle Warriors at the front just to do a little bit of good old charging. Marvellous. You see, one day I will learn how to actually use my troops, damn it. Alright, we're going to send those in, that's no problem. Surprisingly, they didn't rout or run off straight away. Are they wavering? They are wavering, but they've gone back down to shaken now. Fine, charge into those lads. And at this point, these guys are just going to charge into that flank. That seems like a very good idea to me. And you chaps get yourself out to that flank, you lads out to that flank, and you guys just pour yourselves into the fray as well. Isn't that absolutely marvellous? Yeah, you go and hit them. You go and hit them. That's fine. In fact, both of you just get on top of those lads for the time being. You get yourselves around here and pile onto them. Lovely stuff. And now it's just a chunking affair, but you'd like to think with my lads in the positions they are, that I should be in the position to win this, and of course I do probably overall have the better troops, so we'll bear that in mind as well. I will though pull back all of my Eagle Warriors, just because it's probably sensible to to not leave them in the fray too long. There we go. Leader slain. Oh well, that just seems to be how the game goes these days. And at this point we'll find our position. There you are, you're on that flank. And to be honest, they've largely pulled out of this, haven't they? Yes, they have. Okay, well, we'll just start giving them some chasing. And we'll just start, yeah, I think, honestly, just sending people forward as much as possible. Now, these guys have already been hit. That's not the end of the world. You lads get into there. You lads get into there. And I think they'll be absolutely fine. Yeah, they put quite a lot of them back to go and deal with these chaps in the rear. But to be honest, that works for me. We'll just keep them distracted. And now we'll hit them in their flank. And that should mean that they are largely covered and get themselves slaughtered. In fact, the dog soldiers, don't even worry about shooting into there anymore. I'd rather you cut off those lads. So we'll just charge in. And I think that's largely the battle won once we clear out this particular force. First battle down then, fairly successful. 300 lost to 800 of theirs. Marvellous. And only 3 men different in the actual deployment. Interesting. Anyhow, on to the second battle. With a fair bit of chasing down around the town then, we are on to our second battle. And this time we do actually have a general to kill. He has himself a fair bit of battle experience. Marks of war, which of course, confident defender as well, is going to cause us a few little problems. Nonetheless, only 1 dread, and he's not the best in the world, albeit not the worst either. We of course have ourselves Suki. And he is, I can't recall quite how good he is, +2 on attacking. Okay, so that's at least neutralised. Gregarious, marks of war, isn't that nice? Anything else on here? Nothing too much apart from understands logistics, so yeah, +2 morale. Not looking too shabby at all. I reckon we've got this one in the bag. Just remind yourself what they have. Mostly peasants, a few of the spear throwers. Yeah, nothing too much to worry about there. We'll pin them down. We'll just have to try and cut off as many escapees as we can possibly manage. Let it in. In we go then. A fairly simple battlefield. I didn't want to get myself up on the hill because their side of the battlefield had some trees. I did not, so I reckon we'll just take them on a nice even affair over here. To be honest, I'm the better army, so a nice even battlefield works very much in my favour. So we'll just see if they want to plod towards us, but if they're going to stand around, I guess we might as well. No, no need to do that. They're pretty aggressive. They almost always are, actually. As they go, they seem to have a fairly aggressive style of battle tactic, don't they? So we've got ourselves Eagle Warriors at the front for a nice pokey charge at the start. Patching Braves in behind for the Javelins, of course. Have ourselves Coyote Priest and the other lads. These lads over here, of course, also help break the morale. So hence they're sort of broken across the battle lines here. And as their spear throwers run in, we are going to counter them with our own little charge. So in we go. That'll be fine by me. And what I might do, if they don't get into me too soon, I will immediately pull back after we've got the first hit in. So we really want to see. You lads hit them, you lads hit them. And yeah, a few javelins coming in. Okay, you two sirs, pull yourself immediately back there. Pull yourself back, pull yourself back. I don't want to engage them in an awkward conflict. I want to charge them properly, damn it. Okay, so we're turning back in for the charge now. Okay, that's fine. So what I want to do, get some of these lads out to the flank. In fact, I might as well take a couple of my archers to do the same. Let's just put them on fire to help with breaking them down, although you two less so. Get yourselves out to the flank there. That will be fine. Patchy and Braves, do you have yourself a throw? You do indeed. That's fine by me then. Throw into them, lads, and the rest of you just throw into wherever you can. That's fine by me. What I'm going to do though is send out these lads into this kind of a position. And yeah, we'll send in our general as well, just behind the lines to see what he can do to help out. Now, we are going to struggle a little bit at the start potentially, although, no, we've got breaks over here, that's good. Yeah, there's always the potential we'd struggle just because I'm keeping some of my Patchy Braves back to throw their javelins in. But these lads do need to start joining the fray at this point. Dog soldiers, and the scouts. Right, scouts, you get yourselves into them. Dog soldiers, keep on flanking. You need to hunt them down eventually as well. You sirs, you need to get out here to do the same thing. That will be fine. And I think at this point, Patchy Braves, I'm going to send... Oh, I tell you what, you four can be an outward flanking force. Yeah, you guys just do the flanking. And the rest of you just throw your javelins in, specifically at the general. Where's the general? You throw your javelins in at that general over there. Get yourselves a bit closer and throw into him. Good, 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 good. Right, we're just holding off the main position. It's nice not to have to use that. He's not happy about this. Okay, fine. We'll throw them into someone else instead. You guys get into them. You lads shoot into him for the time being. Actually, just hunt down their archers. You're better in hand-to-hand combat than they are. That's fine by me. You've broken through the line. You hit their bodyguard. And these chaps, oh, they're looking fun right now, aren't they? You hit those Aztec archers. Just hit them in hand-to-hand. That'll be fine. And the dog soldiers, you get yourselves over there. Some peasants get into battle. You just poke those lads. You poke those lads. You do the same with them. And you hit those spear throwers. I think we're starting to break them. Yeah, they're broken. They're pretty much broken already. That is great. It's just the can I say the goalkeeper or the ref there. This is my my football commentary coming back into my mind. I always blame the ref or the goalkeeper. No, it's the general, Thomas. The general hasn't fled yet. Now, unfortunately, a lot of these guys have still managed to flee in spite of my attempts of getting around the side nice and early here. But what I probably could do, their general hasn't fled yet. I can probably give them enough room to let them get away for a moment, but then they'll regroup and they'll get themselves murdered shortly afterwards. Okay, especially these are javelins, so we'll just let them regroup enough to get themselves javelined. Right, infantry, you get into there. You lads get yourselves into this flank. Their general is now surrounded. Our general has now joined their general in battle. I suspect that won't end very well for him. Look at this. Yeah, you see they're starting to reform now, which should suit me very nicely actually, because we are just going to get these guys around the side. They are a little bit distracted by us, but that's fine by me. We'll send these in to do their dirty business, and these chaps continue to head around the flank. That's what we want to see. And the dog soldiers, did you get yourselves in combat? You did actually. Interesting. Slowly hacking down those Aztec archers. Not an ideal conflict, but I'll take it for the time being. All of you just start heading forward. Honestly, it's not a problem. There are still some eager warriors fighting over there, but you know what? I honestly don't mind too much. That's the enemy general, and that hopefully will break what's left of them. These peasants have charged in. Slightly concerned for my general because, you know, always slightly concerned for my general, but I think we'll be okay. At this point, we've got a beautiful situation in terms of hacking them down, which is, oh yeah, they are starting to flee, but one or two of them are just living long enough to get themselves murdered. Isn't that just what we want to see? So, yeah, they're just bringing enough of them back into fight for us to be able to catch them, which is really, really ideal. So we're just going to make sure we try and get as many of these as possible. These chaps are going to get on top of these peasants. These dog soldiers are just going to shoot people down as much as they can. You lads probably do need to go over there, actually. But I think most of the good units are largely taken out at this point. There we go. Okay, dog soldiers, don't worry about shooting. Just hunt them down. As you might expect, a fair few do still get away, but we managed to hack down a fair few of them. 428 remain, mostly peasants to be honest, so I'm pretty pleased with that. The general got himself cut down. I'd say that's a pretty successful start. And all the better, he's retreated outside Zakapoo, just like the last lad, so I think we'll be giving him a good poke and finishing him off. As for the other Aztec towns in the region, then we're going to go and head over here to Takapan, and that will be put under siege with our other, I believe you're one of the Apache generals, weren't you? You might be one of the Chichimex lads, actually. No, I remember what we did with them. We sent the Chichimex lads to the north, didn't we? That's right. Okay, we sent them off in this direction. I wouldn't mind having a watchtower to spot the Spanish, but alas, I don't think I can afford that right now. So yes, I was sending you off in this direction, and realistically over in this direction, so that I could have some generals for the Frenchies conflict, which I should really bear in mind. Actually, yeah, part of me had slightly forgotten that that was a thing that was happening. Yeah, we do need to worry about that one in time. A few more lads to join the armies. Not quite sure why you can't join him. Yeah, there we are. Okay. So apparently he can't actually make it next turn. He maybe can. Okay, so over here we still seem to be okay. We're just building up our force over here. Looks like we should be able to defend Kalusa at this point, which is marvellous. This looks like it should be enough to survive based on last time. And gradually we're gathering more and more of our troops over in these two parts of the world to defend against them. Now, as for the Spanish and, well, the Aztecs down here as well, actually, I managed to get myself the Great Pyramid here in time to build 2 troops, and unfortunately one more turn to get a couple more units would have been very nice indeed, but sadly, yes, we have to send some other troops down here to potentially come and help us out. They might well just head in this turn though, in which case, well, unfortunately it's too late. It's a bit annoying really. I need to sack a town or 2 to get my money back up so I can buy more troops, because yes, all this recruiting as the rebels is very, very expensive indeed. However, the Spanish here have decided to take us on in the town. They've got themselves a culverin. Well, that's a bit worrying. That does have a rather decent range on it. Not basilisk though, so that's something. Lots of native warriors I think will be absolutely fine defending against that. But yes, we have this other army over here, and we gathered our force, the one that was before dealing with Captain Jose, I believe it was, over on the boat. Yeah, so they're now back into the boat, but these lands we can't quite reach in this turn, unfortunately, so we'll just stand here. We'll invite them to battle and hopefully slaughter them. Indeed, the Aztecs are going to immediately attack Caringua over here, which is not what I wanted to see, but it's a lot of peasants, albeit experienced peasants. So yes, unfortunately 2 units is not going to be enough, but we'll see what we can do. Immediately going to climb up right by the gate here, which is interesting. I'm a bit annoyed this ram hasn't burned out all of these arrows, but I guess it is raining pretty heavily at this point, so I suppose that's to be expected, but that does cause us a few problems, namely that they can now crack down the gate. It's rather irritating. We've got about as many towers, -1, but we can't quite get them all going. Yeah, we've got about as many towers as we could possibly ask for here, but alas, we're going to see how much damage we can do. We're doing a pretty good job of hacking them down, but sadly it's probably not going to be enough. Can't tell if there's actually any arrows coming, or if it's just rain at this point. No, people are falling down, so I'm guessing there's the odd arrow still trickling through. These guys are throwing... Oh, for Pete's sake. Right, well, we'll climb down. Right, this tower doesn't seem to work, by the way. I can't seem to get onto this bit of wall. It's very, very strange. They're shaking. I'm just going to get on top of them, because at least then they'll probably do less damage to me. Hack them down. Yeah, they're broken now. That's good. Get on the wall. Yeah, you see this bit of the wall here, they refuse. They want to go all the way... They want to go on all the way around here, which is very strange indeed. Just get back on the wall. Just get back on the wall. With the other unit broken, the wall's taken. Unfortunately, we're going to have to fight them now, and that is not a good thing for us, because they have far, far too many troops for us on this occasion. But there are some peasants over there who are wavering, so let's try and get them to break, and that might help the rest of them break. Unfortunately, we are going to lose this. We just don't have quite enough men. One more unit would have won us the day here, but alas not. We're just going to kill this one bloke who's been annoying me this whole time. Come on, kill Steve. Thank you very much. Last lad left, and we've done a huge amount of damage, so we should be proud, but sadly with 86% of them killed, we're not quite going to have enough for victory here today. Whoa! We have ourselves a spectacular earthquake animation over here in the Apache camp, which has not done an awful lot to us really, but yes, just a little bit irritating. Still death stalking the land down here in the west, which is unfortunate, but Zakapoo is now well under siege. I guess we'll have to deal with that one in the coming turn or 2. It's actually war leaders that count as their faction leader. I'm not sure, you know. I'm not sure. Spanish continue to just piddle along in this part of the way. I don't know why I said piddle, but I'm going to stick with that word choice now. I've gone with it. You move up here. It doesn't look like there are any more Spaniards around. And my relationships have been worsened, which is interesting that they're telling me any of this, seeing as I'm the rebels. Yeah, that's unusual. Don't normally get any of that kind of information. So. Sadly, we've lost the town of Quirigua down here, but more importantly, the Spanish have counterattacked at Tikal, which is really not what I want to see, because I have not retrained any of these men. And yes, bit of an unfortunate situation there. You know what? These lads are heading down this way, so we will go and take out this town. 3 units. Hopefully, if they haven't retrained, we'll be able to defeat them, because we know there's not a lot here. Great Pyramid could be built here, but I don't have enough money for it right at this moment. And I really feel like, ooh, this guy has now moved into this position. Do we have a night fighter? I can't recall if we do. I don't think we do over here. That's a bit annoying. Once we figure out what to do with the Spanish, we might as well take these two Aztec towns here, because at the moment we do need a little bit of money, and I've queued up pretty much every town with as many units as it can get. So time to head into Takapan, into Zakapoo, and then we have ourselves a nice big battle with this lad over here before our beautiful, beautiful resources from the Chichimek come in to help us out. Oh, I think those units of raiders with their beautiful hiding ability can do some great ambushing later on when it comes down to it. So might be to see good use out of them. But we got ourselves 3 pretty hefty battles to do in the meantime. So let's start off then over here in Takapan. Now, whilst we do have several more units, we do have an awful lot of dog soldiers, and I should point out that their general has about 4 dread and +2 morale for his own troops. So this could see us lose a huge amount of these troops, and we might well just find ourselves stuck trying to take the walls here. So we'll have to see how this all goes. You've got some Eagle Warriors up here who we know are not good up on the walls, don't have the defence for it. We've seen our men absolutely slaughtered before, so I'm hoping our Jaguar Warriors will be able to do the job. Nonetheless, we probably should get ourselves some reinforcements in pretty soon. Hopefully we can win 1 or 2 of these conflicts, but we will see about that. And they're actually going to come out. Interesting. Okay, if that's the case, then I'm going to get these throwers over here. You lads just go on to guard, hold position. Are they just going to close the gate, or is the gate now stuck as it is? You know what? The gate's open. The gate's open. I wouldn't mind necessarily coming out and fighting them. Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's get these lads into battle then. Let's get these lads down here. We're going to throw our lads into that particular conflict. That will be marvellous. These 2 are going to come over here as well. In fact, one of you can go there. One of you might as well just come in and help with this whole conflict, actually. So. You throw into them. We are going to take a few javelins, unfortunately. That's just the way it goes. Yep, you guys go in there. General, you hid in there as well. That'll be absolutely fine. Right, run yourselves into position. You chaps also get yourselves running over here. They are up on the walls. Are they... Oh, they've actually given up this part of the wall. Interesting. You get yourself over there then. You lads, get yourself down here and start flanking them. That sounds like a beautiful, beautiful plan for us. Okay, get yourselves up here, you chaps. Get your lads up here as well. Chap lads, I know I keep on repeating that. I don't care, we're going to slaughter them all. Apparently we're besting their warriors. I'm not convinced that's what's been happening here, but we're doing okay thus far. Right, hit these Eagle Warriors, come on. They're right there. They're right... Oh, they've joined up. Okay, don't worry about them then. Just leave them alone. Right, at this point, we now just walk through the gate. Okay. Who's actually still fighting here at the gate? Because I can't really see any of them. There's 1 unit by the looks of it. Drop the ram for Pete's sake. Fine, you are there. Let's just send these other lads into the city then. We are ready to run through, so we might as well do that. Okay, so you get yourselves over here. Yeah, they're climbing down. They are not happy about any of this nonsense. But no, they're not climbing down. They're just climbing on top. Interesting. You get yourselves up here then, and we'll start to flank them in that kind of a position. How are the Jaguars doing, by the way? Yeah, that's incredibly even considering normally how this goes. Right, send the Dog Warriors up to finish that off. Really want the Dog Warriors there to get some counter-attack in, but, you know, it's just the way it is. So this tower is apparently on. Aha, so they do have some lads over here. Aztec Spearmen, you get yourselves into that position. That'd be marvellous. And the Dog Soldiers, oh yeah, we want to get them up on the walls as well. And over on this part of the wall, Dog Soldiers are over here. Good, good, good. You get yourselves over there. Hopefully we'll get some shots into them before too long. Apache and Braves, you climb up, start fighting them. Native Warriors, you get yourselves up on the wall as well. And yeah, I don't think they're going to like the fact that we are now kind of all around them. Yeah, you head into those chaps. That will clear them out. And you know what? Where are you? Are you actually still fighting someone? Ah, no, you're up here now. That's fine. That's where I want you to be. So far, I've only seen one of my units break, which is quite impressive. I was expecting this to go an awful lot worse than it has. And, okay, they're running off over here. That's good for me. You can probably shoot them. Are you just about up the ladder? Hopefully you are. You can just start shooting from where you are standing. And to be honest, Mr. General, you can run into those spearmen. I suspect we'll have some extra units to climb down from this wall to help you in a moment. And we'll get the flanking. In fact, the archer's already shooting them in the back. Standard archer trap has drawn in the bodyguard, who's now going to hit all of the javelins and all of the infantry in the world. So we'll just get these guys around the back and we'll close him off, and that'll pretty much be him dealt with. Down he goes, and with it, pretty much their last chance. And with that, Takapan will fall into our hands. Sack it. 21,000, you can see quite a lot of that has already gone straight into all of the troops that I had lined up, which is absolutely marvellous. There is still this army floating around, so I need to be careful when I leave my army in the town before the next battle, but that went an awful lot better than I thought it ever might do. So he's going to have a little bit of dread and we'll take it, which is always a nice one to have. And on to Zakapoo then. This one should be the simpler of the two anyway, but I suppose we'll see actually. He does have himself quite a few more strong units, although Eagle Warriors, as I say, aren't really at their best on the walls. -1 morale there, some extra hit points on him. And I suggest, yeah, that's neutralised it. Fine. Nothing too interesting with this particular chap. Let's take him out. As you might well expect, this second battle has gone very similarly to the last, except this time we've lost an awful lot more troops because our infantry was just a little bit rubbish and they did have themselves a fair few good units there. Nonetheless, we've taken them out. That's the general gone down now. And yeah, as these reinforcement archers arrive, we should be in much better shape to finish all of this off. So we'll just shoot them down, and in the end, albeit losing quite a fair amount, we've got the prize at the end of the day. So with Zakapoo fallen, then we are happily in a position to seal up this part of the world, and there is a little bit of a gap between here and the next little section of the map, which is really the heartland of this particular region. So yes, I think now we can start to secure some of these borders. Yeah, we'll just swing this guy down here, albeit we might, if we spot too much, pull back, but I just want to have a little poke around in that direction. Plenty of troops over here. Oh, lovely. Yes, we're getting plenty more lads out. I've already settled this up. So, pretty good idea then to get myself a few of the upgrades here or there. Probably spend some money on things like the mines. Make sure my economy going forward is entirely in place. Oh, yes. We should be having lots and lots of money very soon indeed. Now, Takapan over here does have itself a very, very nice little border here along this mountain range. Of course, the Spanish can always land there, but they're unlikely to do so in the immediate future. What I'm more interested in is getting, yes, that army here through the gap in the mountains. I believe that's the only gap, so we can plonk ourselves here. We don't really want to take on the Tlaxcalan, although we might get poked by them, but we will see about that soon enough. But in the meantime, yes, we have our forces over here, who obviously need to head over towards Tolan as well. So I think it's time to head in, take on this force over here. And 2 generals, 4 experience on him. Mean leader, confident attacker. Well, he's not attacking on this occasion. Especially marks of war and brave. Okay, that is well worth noting then. 2 dread, nothing huge. What about the other chap? Anything notable? Yeah, marks of war in as well. Actively disloyal, which it's a shame he hasn't joined the rebel forces, but unfortunately he is under the control of someone else. He's kind of terrible though, to be honest, apart from just being a generally dreadful kind of a chap. Okay, that's absolutely fine. The rest of it is experienced, but is bulked out by a lot of peasants and the basic spear throwers. So, alright, this is going to be a fairly tough battle, but I think we've still got this. Well, what's the camera doing? There we go. Yes, I think we've got this well under control, but this could be a bloody one. Good thing we've got a spare arm. What is the camera doing today? Anyway, yes, a good thing we've got some spare armies waiting to take over. Let's it in. With 2 generals and some pretty good traits on them, I do need to be quite careful here. We have got ourselves a nice hill to help us out, and we're going to run a little bit of a speed bump in their way. So we've got our archers over here who probably just about have enough time to get themselves reset in terms of their angle, and we're just going to use those to get a nice early poke. We're going to try and hold them off of these Apache and Brave as well. They're going to get in the way. That will be absolutely marvellous. And yes, I think hopefully by doing that we should be able to buy ourselves some time to get some shots in from the rear archers. That's very much the plan here today. So. As we get some early shots in, that is lovely. Let's see who we can aim at. You know what I really could do with hitting some of those eagle warriors who don't really have any defences. So they're quite decent ones to hit. There are some eagle warriors. Hit these lads while we still have an opportunity to. You lads start running forward. And okay. They're not rushing towards us, which is in some ways good. We've also right at the back of the battlefield so that we can... these guys are still fresh and eager, that's good. Yeah, so we can hopefully tire them out just a little bit. So that is very much the plan here. These guys are going to get themselves... Oh, they're just going to stop, actually. Okay, good. The spear throwers are going to stop. I'm hoping. Okay, go on to skirmish. Go on to skirmish. Right, don't skirmish. Then just run. Just run. Just. Okay, they're going to flee. That's fine. If we lose a couple of these, it at least pulls them into a slightly more, slightly dodgy position as we shoot them down. Why are they quicker than us anyway? I would have thought we'd be much quicker, but apparently we're not. So that's great. We're going to lose all those units. No need for any of them to go down, but apparently they have. Hopefully this whole mess has at least helped something in the battle. I don't really know how it's going to have helped, but hopefully it's helped in some way. Right. Now that debacle's done, let's get ourselves into battle. Charge on in. Hit those eagle warriors, and my eagle warriors on this flank can get themselves a really nice charge into something. And that's a bodyguard. That's an arrow warrior unit. Okay, hit them as hard as we can, and we've got a... This is going to be an absolute massacre, isn't it? They just got too many good units in here. There are peasants, but they've got a lot of experience, and okay... I'm a bit concerned about how this battle's actually going to go at this point. Right, Ghost Priest, you get yourself over there. The unpronounceables, you get yourself into that position. My general's bodyguard is going to get a little bit of flanking done. And hopefully he's not going to get picked off. Oh, those are the unpronounceables on their team. That's not what I want to see. Oh, well. Well, I guess we need the general to hack them down, I suppose. Right, in my dog soldiers, yeah, they're now back in the fight. Or what's left of them. Anyway... You lads, get yourself out to the flank. We need you to help push into them. That's their general pushing into us. Okay, at this point, we probably want to get these spare archers over here. This is not going to go well, is it? We've got ourselves a bit of a break on this flank. Good start by these lads. Well done. And that suggests that, yeah, we are getting a good hit on this particular flank. Let's try and wrap up around the side this way. As I want to see. There's a bodyguard there, so let's ignore him for a moment. Just keep on pushing on in that direction. He's down to 24. We're down to 19. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. And these guys can just keep on dropping their arrows in the back of them. And really, guys, I'd like you to try and get around the side as much as possible. Can you do the same over on this flank? They're not nearly tired enough, unfortunately. We're onto defensive mode with a lot of our units at this point. I'm not sure that's really doing quite enough in terms of holding the line. We're not getting enough shots in from the archers to counteract it. And this flanking force has not really succeeded, which is rather unfortunate. Yeah, we've lost an awful lot and the general's about to go down, but there's nothing much more we can do other than fight and try clear them out as best as we can. Technically, it's 55% to 67, so we are winning, but most of our men that are left are probably just the dog soldiers, who are not our best units, suffice to say. Okay, some of their bodyguard are then chasing down that lad. If you can shoot that bodyguard in the back, that's probably your best option. Now, this bodyguard down to 13, we're down to 9. You keep shooting in. You just get some men in there to help us out. You, likewise, just get in there, give us some bodies to help this out. Can these dog soldiers do anything? Probably run through the middle there and try and do something, anything that might well help us out in time. That general's pulling away. The general is pulling away. Okay, start shooting him. My general is potentially in a lot of trouble, but he's just going to have to hack his way down through all of this for the time being. Eagle warriors, get yourselves there. Those two dog warriors didn't quite manage to get through the gap because their formation was all the wrong shape for that kind of thing. Okay, And that's broken them. You hit these lads. General, we can get their general. My general. Come on, can we just get him out of there? Because we might actually just win this, but we don't need him to die right at the very death, because we will definitely lose if he gets himself killed. Okay, this is so tight. 67 to 78. Jaguar Warriors, that's just one of them. Okay, we can do that. We can do that. How are we doing over here? There's a few spear throwers. They're not the biggest concern, but there are some Eagle Warriors right there. So get on top of those chaps. And all of this. Oh, this is messy as anything. General, blow the horn of destiny. And they might well be retreating. I just want to shoot down that general as he's in that position right there. Get on top of him. Get on top of him. In fact, you just shoot into the back of them. That's probably for the best. You shoot into that bodyguard. That presumably means we got cleared out in the rear. Not what I wanted to see, but hey ho. This bodyguard is down to one. Come on! Ah, they've charged our lad over there. We've got to kill that bodyguard. Those archers just have to do their job at this point. That is the only way that's going to work. Peasants, unfortunately, have cleared out our dog soldiers, which, well, anything's kind of going in this battle at this point. You keep shooting him. This could go any way at this point. Eager and winded, my general. We're going to hold him back to the very, very last at the moment, unless we really have to do something. You're just going to have to get into battle. Peasants, they're chasing them down. Oh, what are we going to do? I don't know. I don't know.
The enemy leader lies dead. Now his men will sense their doom.
Thank Jeebus that they have cleared him out at long last. And that's the brakes. That's the brakes. Okay, let's just pause this up. What is the situation? 83 to 85. Okay, we've had a big swing against us in the last few moments here. Eager Warriors, get yourself onto skirmish and just run. Just skirmish. Please don't rout. You just need to run. You just need to, they're just going to die. Okay, everyone over here. What have we got? There's a bodyguard there. Eagle Warriors here. Jaguar. Okay, these are tough lads. And we're going to struggle to take them out, but we just need to do whatever we can. Get all of these chaps on top of them right about now. You shoot into those lads. You get yourself around here. Anything at this point. These guys are... Oh, they actually managed to escape. Good. Just run. Just run. Just get them out of here. Get those chaps out of the battle at any cost. General is back into battle. If we lose him, it's unfortunate, but we kind of have to at this point. Right. Unit routes. Bodyguard. They have 12 on that bodyguard. Unless he routes, we're in big trouble with him. He might just win the battle by himself. Unless all units, apart from this chap over here who can't click on him. There he is. All units on this bodyguard. We just need to clear him out. It's the only chance we've got really is to kill him. They're mostly routing. We are 85 to 87. It's just down to this bodyguard who is going to be a pain. Oh no. Oh no, there are these... What happened to my archers over here? I don't know. We can't worry about that right now. We take this general before these reinforcements arrive. It's not going to happen. Dog soldiers, just shoot them. Anything you can do. Enemy general fallen. You've got him. You've got the enemy general. I suggest my general should just pull to the back of that line. Just pull to the back of your troops. Support them. Back here. Back here. Okay. Okay. Down to these 15 Eagle Warriors. That is what we need to see. You're into that position. General refuses to get out of there. Oh no, he is back there. He's the one at the back. Good. Blow the horn once again. This is ludicrously close. 87 to 89. And at this point, yeah, there is victory, ladies and gents. We took out their two generals. Our general somehow survived with two. We threw him into the fray at 2 men left, but in the end we've done the job. Okay, where are these other chaps? I think they fled. Oh no, they're here. They're here. They didn't flee. I'm very proud of these guys. They somehow didn't run away. Well done. Okay, this was so much tighter than I ever thought it would be, but 75% to 90 is the official final total. We have absolutely nothing remaining. I know we lost a few of those units at the start. It might have still done something. I don't really check the bar enough. We might have landed a fair few decent hits. I don't know, but All I know is in the end, victory is ours. We lost some of our key men there, the unpronounceables, but the bodyguard gained a couple of experience and most likely gained himself a brand new legend. And the whole army dissipates into the wilderness. Oh yes, and I did say that we might well need the spare army here. Yes, well, we most definitely do. A sword bearer. Oh, very nice indeed. He doesn't have a shield bearer with him. No, he has someone to carry his brutal sword. Marks of war. Brave, austere. Okay. Plenty of good stuff here. The sword bearer is very nice to have. And with that, I think we just need to have a little check around the map, make sure things are ready for the end turn. Oh yes, of course, we do need to take out this Spanish force. Captain Fernando just hanging around. Well, we will hunt him down. Pike militia, a few sword and buckler men, dismounted conquistadors, and one unit on horseback. We just need to be a little bit wary of, but by themselves, I feel like we're fairly confident with this one. Let's hit him. In we go then, a fairly straightforward kind of a situation, but I think we're just going to charge in as much as we can. There are some pike militia though, so I have got myself a very wide line in order to get around the back of them, as you can see with these lads over here. So this is probably not going to end too well for them. I don't imagine it will. There's a few cavalry coming over here. Oh, that's unfortunate. They're about to hit these lads who were getting around for a flank. They're going to get themselves slaughtered. Okay, you get yourselves in there. You just try and push through them because that should get the flanking that I'm looking for. And okay, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. The Spanish are not happy. They're already fleeing all over the place. It is pretty much just these conquistadors causing us a lot of problems. Yeah, there are some more conquistadors over here, which is essentially what's going on right now. They've realised that everyone else is already fleeing the battlefield. Okay, right, stop them fighting to the death because that will probably not end well for us. We'll just chunk down as many of these as we can. And yeah, I think this is pretty much already over. And much like their Frenchy counterparts, they're not going to be quick enough to get away from my lightly armoured troops. Apart from the horses, of course. The horses are definitely still going to get away. There's only a few of them, and that's a pretty nice encounter overall. 9% loss. That makes it sound a lot more than it was, but really just a few Jaguar warriors here or there. A couple of units took some heavy hits from the conquistadors and the mounted conquistadors. So those two aside, we've done a pretty nice job. Well, at least that's one Spanish army dealt with. There's another one floating around, of course, but we'll just hover back towards. Actually, no, let's go and sit in potential ambush. Might be a sensible way of doing this. Let's just merge what we've got. Did that? Oh, we actually did delete a unit there by accident. Oh well, not the end of the world. We'll send a new one over here. And with that, we'll sit here waiting. If this chap wants to come round, or this chap indeed, we'll catch them and hopefully a successful ambush. Before we finish off the day then, let's head into Tikal where the Spanish are going to try and take us down. No general, but they do have themselves plenty of men to take us down. Whilst we do have plenty of units, most of them are a bit damaged and that can be useful for holding the towers, but yes, only one real full unit on Jaguars here. This could be very painful indeed. Let's head in. As you might imagine, the ideal situation is that we burn down this ram. It's a perfectly sunny day, so no reason we shouldn't. But of course, it almost certainly won't burn down. Nonetheless, they do still have themselves a siege tower and a couple ladders, only two because it's a small unit, which is a bit unfortunate for them. This tower isn't really doing any damage, which is unfortunate, but you know what, it's fine. We have ourselves plenty of men up on the wall to hopefully hack them down, and of course, the bodyguards are creating a little U shape over here at the gateway, which will likely need to be in full battle before too long. I'm going to try and slightly awkward up this ram by walking towards the gate. Is that going to activate it? Oh, that's opened it up, but is that going to cause chaos or not? I don't know. I'm going to run back in. Is that going to close the gate? I hope so. I really don't want them to just walk in now. I'm hoping that just... Okay, they seem very confused as to whether they can enter now, and that's kind of the main thing. No, they're just coming in. Not quite sure why we can't close the gate, but apparently we can't. That's unfortunate. Well, in they come. I open the gates for them. I was trying to mess with the ram, but sadly It's just messed with my own defences. Rather unfortunate that, but we are going to try and hack them down on the walls. Both sides we're doing not really anything actually, not really anything at all. They're starting to break. They are starting to break. This is very exciting indeed. 69% of them down now. Okay. Okay, yeah, on top of those lads as well, on top of them. The frontal assault has failed. Isn't that just beautiful? We even opened the gate for them and they still failed. Oh well, sometimes it's just fun to explore if you can muck around with the gates. It does work a little bit in Rome Remastered where they just can't quite decide what they're going to do. But I think I just left it a tiny bit too late there, which is a bit unfortunate. Can we now shut the gate? Anyone want to shut the gate? Apparently we don't. Apparently we don't. Let's just charge this pipe militia with this chap over here. They're going to try and go up the wall instead now, which probably won't go too well for them because at this point, yeah, at this point we do seem to have plenty of men over here. No, oh, they're quite dead. Okay, that makes sense now. Are these pikemen in pike formation? They are not indeed, because well, firstly I don't think they're the full unit, and secondly I don't think I've got that change. I think I've got a pretty clean slate when it comes to this particular version of Medieval 2. Right now I'm going to hack these guys in the rear, and that is victory right there. Oh yes, in spite of opening the gates for the Spanish to walk in, we've still managed to hack them down. Isn't that just absolutely beautiful? A great feast shall be held tonight. We held on. None of the generals died, which is quite surprising. I suppose none of the pike militia managed to set themselves up properly for that battle. Tikal has been defended, but oh, Kanpek is not looking quite so hot. But this is Manic. This is our greatest general, albeit we haven't really used him yet. He's been, yes, a spectator for much of this, although he has taken us on a few times. So he might just be a double agent. Nonetheless, 2-3. I reckon this frontal assault army is going to get themselves brutally murdered. Although the cavalry slightly concerns me. Don't quite know how we're going to deal with that if they use it sensibly. Nonetheless, the reinforcement army could cause us problems. But with a lot of cav and a city, I think this could work out well. It's definitely the best way to be facing all of these forces. But yes, I'd rather they run into my trap personally. But on the plus side, if we can hold on to this, or even brutally cripple them in this, the counterattack against Spain might well be on. We might have lost this little town down here to the Aztecs, but I think the counterattack might just succeed there. Tikal has held on for another day. Tetamal can continue to send reinforcements over there, but Kanpek could be difficult indeed. But the prize is great should we succeed. Right, it's been a successful day. We managed to take on many of the Aztec armies and begin to poke the Spanish. I hope you'll join me for the next time. But for now, I will leave you. I'm Thomas. This is Nerds the Human, and this has been a Medieval 2 American Rebels campaign. Thank you, and goodbye. Have you heard the good news, my friends? Here's the good news. It's the Pope. Has the Pope ever done as badly as I'm doing as the Pope right now? God only knows. God only knows. Down goes the spoon of destiny, and there he goes. It took every last bolt we had.